How are you? Ready to go when you are? Awesome. All right, hey, welcome to our BSB University call. I always record at least the first 5 or 10 minutes, so hi everybody. And then I'll open it up to questions in just a few moments, but you know what we like to do? We like to have 5 or 10 minutes of various successes that clients are having or things that you can do and imitate to get success with your own best-selling book. And then we'll open it up for questions for BSP University. So a couple of things. One, I was talking to my client Joel Landi. Joel and Julie run a coaching and consulting practice in Los Angeles, California. It's called the Performance Group. And we were talking about a plan for growth of their business. Some of you know because we did an episode of BSP University with Joel and Julie maybe a month or so ago, and Joel and Julie were able to build a $300,000 a year income from zero to $300,000 a year, all using their best-selling book as a base and growing in a very, very specific community. When I say specific community, I mean they're focused on mid-sized businesses from 10 to 100 million, and work directly with the C-suite executives, primarily the CEO, COO, etc. And so they were able to use their book and make some inroads into that community and then grow that business from zero to now $300,000 a year. So we're talking about, okay, what do we need to do to go to the very next level? How do we go to the next level in their business and create some type of funnel, if you will, that attracts clients on a regular basis into their business. Now remember, they work with a really specific kind of clientele. So we were debating yesterday, me and my business partner Kevin and Joel and Julie were talking about what kind of funnel should we really build out. The first thing that might come to your mind regarding a funnel is something that is specifically online, but that is not at all what we were doing. Laura, you just shared your screen with everybody, so you need to stop doing that. Somehow you did that. Let me go back. Anyway, let me stop the share here. There's a button, Laura, for you to stop the share, if you could do that. Anyway, so what we talked about regarding their funnel is that what we should do is we should target really specifically who their ideal client is to grow that out. Now look, their ideal client, CEOs of $100 million companies, are not trolling around on Facebook every single day. That's generally speaking, their ideal client is not as much on Facebook, though there are 1 billion plus people. So what we decided to do is we decided to come up with what for many of you is really a simple type of funnel, but we're going to create a funnel where we're sending out a copy of their book with an introduction cover letter and begin a conversation specifically in Los Angeles, California, with people that own companies from 10 to $100 million. Now, LA metropolitan is about 18 million people. There are going to be thousands of businesses that range from 10 to $100 million. They're not going to be able to mail thousands. But what they should do is every single week they should send 5 or so copies of their book out. Now, they can print this for about $3, send it FedEx with a handwritten note to 5 of these CEOs or chief operating officers, and then have their assistant follow up with a telephone call and say specifically why it is that they're communicating with them. All we want to do, and the reason we want to stay focused on Los Angeles, is because what we really want to do is we want to get Joel and Julie in front of these people face to face. Look, a client to them can be worth between $30,000 and $60,000. They don't need that many clients to really accelerate their business. 20 clients is going to be worth $600,000 to $1.2 million a year. And they can do that all in Los Angeles very easily and even do it face to face. So this is a way to create an attraction marketing program using your best-selling book to get on the radar of these really, really specific people. Now, you may have a much broader audience, and your average client may not be worth $30,000, $40,000, $50,000. But if your average client is worth that much, then why not use your best-selling book and go directly to them via direct mail? You don't need to create a whole online marketing platform. You just need to find who they are. You need to find their addresses. And by the way, you can buy a list at a company like Nextmark of very specific CEOs and their addresses and their telephone numbers in a specific corporation that corporation has X number of employees or X amount of revenue. All of this data is public. All of this data can be purchased. And now, for you buy a list of, say, 500, and you start sending 5 books out a week, and within 3 or 4 months, you're going to have multiple conversations started. You're going to have multiple sit-down appointments, and more than likely, you're going to have multiple new clients just because you used your book as an icebreaker, and it positions you as a credible authority in the niche. So another way, we ordered some extra books of mine. The very first book that I did, Life After Debt, I did this for my financial services company almost 10 years ago. The reason that I did this book is because I was starting over in a new niche, if you know my story, and I really needed to be positioned as an authority and a credible and trustworthy expert in this niche. Well, I used this book to get on local radio. The very first radio spot that I did was about 2 minutes long. It was not a paid radio spot, it was an interview. And I positioned myself as an authority. I sent these books out to the producers of all local radio stations, suggesting that, hey, we're in a financial crisis right now. This was 2009, 2010. And it might be a good idea to have a best-selling author on your show and create some great content. So they had me on the show. I did about 2 minutes. And from that very first segment, I got several calls into my office, and I even signed up a new client that was worth about $5,000 or $6,000 to my business. So as you might imagine, I was pretty excited because I thought, you know what, this may have some legs. This may go somewhere. So I started doing this more and more. Within about 8 months, I had my own live radio show. And within about a year, I was doing 4 hours a week of live radio, giving away copies of my best-selling book and scaling my business to over $1 million a year in revenue, all using my best-selling book as a source. Now, I just gave you 2 different ways that you can use your best-selling book. One is more like a sniper. It's not a great, it's maybe not a great example, but one is very, very targeted and direct. Sending the book directly to your ideal client because it's a very, very high worth client. The other is more like a shotgun approach. Getting on mass media, getting on radio, getting on TV because your clients are listening or watching or a part of mass media. So these are 2 great ways to use your books. I have some other things too that I'm going to share with you guys, but I want to open it up to any questions that you have. I'll say goodbye. We're going to do a Facebook Live and post this video. So I'll say goodbye to you guys, and now I'm going to give my attention to BSP University and any questions that you might have, and of course also share a couple of other ideas. So thanks again.